Welcome to The Explainer. Do you ever feel like your paycheck just disappears? Like your money is gone before you even have a chance to save it? Well, this one's for you. Today, we're going to lay out a strategic plan to help you conquer your debt and finally start freeing up your income for what really matters.
All right, so here's our game plan. We'll start by figuring out why your budget might feel so out of whack. Then, we'll get organized with a really simple tool called a debt log. After that, we'll do a quick financial checkup using your DTI. And finally, we'll dive deep into the two most effective strategies out there for becoming debt-free, the snowball and the avalanche methods. Let's get into it.
Okay, first things first, let's talk about that feeling. You know the one, that sense that you're just spinning your wheels financially, no matter how hard you work.
Maybe you're trying to save up for a down payment or just build up a decent emergency fund, but it feels impossible. There's a very common reason for that, and it might be hiding in plain sight.
Here's the core issue. Think of it this way. Debt is basically a roadblock that stands between the money you earn today and the future you want to build tomorrow. Before your income can start working for you through savings or investments, it first has to pay off what you owe from the past.
And just so we're all on the same page, what do we mean by debt? It's really simple. Any money you owe, period. That could be student loans, credit card balances, a car loan, even some old bills. If you borrowed it, it's debt, and tackling it is your first real step toward financial freedom.
Okay, so how do we fight this invisible thing that's siphoning away our money? We start by making the invisible visible. It's time to get everything organized.
It's an old saying, but it's so true, right? You can't fight an enemy you can't see. So the very first, most critical step is to get a crystal clear picture of exactly what you owe, down to the penny.
And this is the tool that's going to help you do it, the debt log. It looks simple, but trust me, it's powerful. You're just going to list every single debt, its monthly payment, the total balance, and, this is a big one, its interest rate. And hey, to make this super easy for you, we've linked a downloadable template in the description below.
To fill this out, you'll just need to start grabbing your statements, credit cards, bank statements, any loan paperwork you have. And hey, if you're missing something or you're not sure, you can pull a totally free report from annualcreditreport.com to fill in any gaps. Okay, once you've got everything laid out in your debt log, you are organized. Now, it's time for a quick financial checkup to really understand where you stand.
We're going to do this using something called your debt-to-income ratio, or DTI. Think of it like a vital sign for your financial health. It's just a simple percentage that tells you exactly how much of your monthly income is already spoken for by your debt payments.
Now, this is a really important distinction. For your own personal budget, you've got to calculate this using your net income. That's your actual take-home pay. That's the real money you have to work with. Lenders, on the other hand, use your gross income, your salary before taxes, which can sometimes give you a false sense of security.
So, using your take-home pay, what's a good target to aim for? Ideally, you want to have less than 25% of your income going towards debt. If you're under that, you're in a pretty healthy spot.
And just for context, when you go to apply for a loan, lenders typically like to see a DTI below 36% of your pre-tax income. If your numbers are creeping above these benchmarks, that's a huge sign that it's time to take action.
So, let's say you've done your budget and you found some extra cash you can throw at your debt. Awesome. But now the big question is, where exactly do you throw it? This brings us to the two main strategies for paying off debt.
It really boils down to these two approaches. You've got the snowball method, which is all about psychology and building momentum, and then you've got the avalanche method, which is the pure math approach that saves you the most money.
And listen, this might be the most important thing to remember. There is no single best answer here. The right strategy for you is simply the one that you'll actually stick with, the one that keeps you motivated to keep going month after month.
All right, so let's get into the nitty-gritty. How do these two methods actually work when you put them into practice? Let's break them both down. First up, the snowball method. The idea here is all about momentum. Step 1, you make minimum payments on everything. Step 2, you take all your extra money and throw it at your single smallest debt by balance. Once that one is gone, poof, you take all the money you were paying on it and you roll it into the payment for the next smallest debt. You just keep repeating that, and that snowball of money gets bigger and bigger.
So what's the trade-off? Well, the big advantage is psychological. You get these quick wins by knocking out debts, and that feels amazing. It really keeps you motivated. The disadvantage? You'll likely pay more in total interest over time, especially if your larger debts have high interest rates.
Okay, now for the avalanche method. This one is for the number crunchers. It's a pure math play. The steps start the same. Make minimum payments on everything. But that extra cash, you put all of it towards the debt with the absolute highest interest rate, no matter how big the balance is. Once that one's paid off, you roll all that money onto the debt with the next highest interest rate.
The advantage here is super clear. You will save the most money, period. By hitting that expensive, high-interest debt first, you reduce the total amount of interest you pay. The potential downside? It can feel like a slog. If your highest interest debt is also a really large one, it might take a long time before you get the satisfaction of actually crossing a debt off your list.
So there you have it. You've got the tools to get organized, the numbers to check your financial health, and two powerful strategies to choose from. Your financial future really does start right now. The only question left is, which path will you choose?